Hello and welcome to the New Age Geek channel. If you're new here, build an inclusive space for people of all walks of life through the power of friendship, magic, and tabletop role-playing games. Tonight we have Forging Fates, our sober D&D campaigns at the Critical World of Exandria, following our adventuring party, the Fists of Fate. What's up, Fists?
Hi, Joe.
What's
Hi,
up?
Joe.
Oh, hello.
This is your friendly little weekly reminder that the New Age Geeks includes more than just us up here on the screen. It relies on all of you wonderful geeks and your participation in this community that we are building together. If you want to become one of the New Age Geeks, you absolutely can. Just make sure to subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels and join our Discord, where you'll find moderated chats, emotes by one of our favorite geeks, Sarah,
Hi, Sarah.
and chat rooms with the cast and other members of this growing community. Another friendly little reminder is that the best way to help us out is with engagement, so we'd greatly appreciate if you'd watch the video all the way through, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that these platforms know to share us with everybody else. Please hold. Excuse me, I'm sick. But beyond YouTube and Twitch, we also have posts going up on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads, so if you're on those platforms, make sure to follow us for more geeky goodness.
Twitch Prime is free if you already have Amazon Prime. That awards you a 1-month subscription to any channel on Twitch. Per month you do need to go in and resubscribe to that channel at no additional cost. Just link your accounts and click subscribe with Prime on that channel. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, New Age Geeks is one of those channels. If you're feeling charitable, subscribe on Twitch, YouTube, perhaps gift subscriptions to others, cheer using bits, donate via PayPal, subscribe to our Patreon. And lastly, if you wish to become a sponsor for the New Age Geeks, reach out to us directly via our Instagram page to begin those discussions.
Speaking of sponsors, if you enjoy the music we have going on here on Forging Faith, I highly recommend checking out the Songcraft bot. Songcraft bot allows you to play open source, community selected music and soundscapes directly from your Discord server with just a few clicks. Whether you're playing with friends or streaming on Twitch, you can use the audio stress-free. With their pro level subscription, get their playlist builder, shareable playlist codes, access to 40+ music genres and 20+ soundscape types, global genre selections, and 2 premium Discord servers, all for just $10 a month. But by using our referral code NAG, that is N-A-G, you get $2 off subscription for the first 3 months. All you need to do to get started is invite the Songcraft bot of your choosing into your server, then hit play and let Songcraft take care of the rest.
And we are also partners with Dragon's Nest Delivery. If you don't know what Dragon's Nest Delivery is, it is a D&D shop with a ton of D&D essentials, including dice, apparel, homebrew adventures, and their Nat 20 card series, which we have been using here over on Queer and Present Danger. And they even have a D&D subscription box. The subscription box includes dice, candy, homebrew adventures, one-shot adventures, minis, and a bunch of downloadable content as well. So when you go to check out, make sure to use our referral code NEWAGEGEEKS, that is all one word, for 18% off of your order. And yes, that even includes the subscription box. So when you go to check out, make sure to tell them that we sent you.
Okay. Announcements for the week. As you can see, our character art is updated with the new level 13 characters. Though Rhynak, for whatever reason, is the old one. I guess I must have messed that up somehow, but Rhynak is level 13 as well. Rhynak will be joining us. Omega will be joining us in a little bit. They're running a little late. That being said, going on this week on New Age Geeks, let's see. Tomorrow, I am interviewing the one, the only, in a special episode of Investigation Check, Shelley Von Miller. So we will be having a conversation here all about their origin story. And then on Thursday, I will be interviewing Neo Soul. So you get into 2 for this week on Investigation Checks. So stick around, come join us for that. Besides that, let's see, you've got New Age Forging Fates next week. That's it for the week, those 3 shows. That being said, Yuri, what you got going on this week?
Hey there. So besides having an awesome time here at Forging Fates on Mondays, on Tuesday, as always, I will be over at Happy Jack's RPG for our Electric State campaign Road to Nowhere at the Happy Jack's RPG Twitch. On Wednesday, there is no superhero shenanigans for the next 3 weeks. We are taking a little bit of a hiatus, but then we're going to have a couple of weeks in a row again. So stay on the watch for that. That's going to be loads of fun. So instead, on Wednesday, I will be over with the folks over at Folk and Myth for a super spooky Victorian horror style game called The Lantern of Blackspire. So definitely watch out for that and its spooky goodness.
Nice.
That's it for me this week.
Okay. I think that is all the announcements for the week, unless I'm missing something. If not, let's dive into tonight's episode of Forging Fates. And we are back. Okay. So, picking up where we last left off, Finnick, did you want to give us our recap for last week?
I will do my best.
We appreciate it.
Okay. So we stole the ship. We did it, and things went a lot smoother than I expected them to go. Excuse me. After setting sail, we spent some time to talk with each other a little bit. Zeril finally opening up a little bit about things, his concerns going on in our current situation. After separating from Morgan and her crew, Zeril took us to a magical mansion that he had created, where we would talk and, again, figure out where we're going from here. After a bit of time, we landed upon a city made entirely out of shipwrecks and driftwood, and in search of Morgan's lost crewmate, the Watcher. We did a little bit of exploring of the city before reuniting with Morgan and her crew, in which a Marrow reached out of the water and grabbed Rhynak, giving us a warning for something that we're not yet aware of. But after that, we decided to follow Morgan to where they had discovered Watcher to be. And it was honestly a brutal scene of what we looked at, basically a trophy case of past pirates and crews that I guess have attempted to come near here. But I know everyone here is absolutely furious, and we're just about to get ready to decide what we want to do. You're muted, Joe.
Thank you so much for that recap, PC. As we dive into tonight's episode, you all are relatively close to the center of the Black Flag Square, kind of being able to glance it from the alley you have found yourselves in. If you guys see the battle map, you can see where that is kind of positioned at the moment. You viewers won't be able to see it right now because we haven't gotten to that point in the story yet. Yeah, it is Soshi, as well as I had to look it up because I was about to say Sancha. I don't know why. I can't fucking get that name right. As well as Gale has kind of joined you as well in this moment. Ryanak seemingly kind of taking a little bit of a step back. He's seems to be contemplating the warning the Marrow, or message the Marrow seemed to have given him. But the scene is yours, folks. What would you like to do?
I just look at Morgan.
Morgan looks at Zeril, who seem to be like at this point just itching to go in guns blasting. I don't think that just going in and trying to take him is a good idea. It might put not just him, but the others in danger. And I want to try to get as many of them out as I can. Whoever's still alive, anyways, I can't really tell from down here.
Yes, eager as I am to get them out, I don't like seeing people in cages like this. We need an exit strategy. And with people kept in cages that long, they're not going to be strong enough to run. Now, I might be able to carry one or two, but what I know of dwarves is that they don't like to be carried or picked up. So if we have alternative options, I'd like to know them before we jump in there.
I mean, this place is pretty big, but it's mostly made out of wood. Thankfully, the only things that are important to try to get out, my flag and Watcher there are both sort of in the same space, so that makes things a little easier. We don't have to split up, but how many people are here besides us?
In the alley specifically, or just that you can see?
No, in the Black Flag Square.
So there are 7, including your boatswain, prisoners that are still alive that you can tell from this distance, actually in the square. There are, from where you can see, about 6 or 7 guards that kind of like, or not guards isn't even the right word. They don't wear a standardized uniform. This almost appears to be like privateers that have that are accepting contracts to go out and pirate hunt, and they are watching their prize essentially.
Yeah. Another question, besides the alley that we are in, what other entrances or exits do we see to this place?
So if you look at the map, the square is pretty much open in center. There are 2 more like tent style shops stationed between you guys and the actual square itself, as well as a few smaller ones. And there is a row of buildings that kind of outline the square in total. Maybe about a dozen shops altogether, whether they be inns or shops or houses of some sort. Again, the city is very much cobbled together, so it's hard to tell what's what as far as it comes to like businesses or homes or shops. But you see what looks to be 12 more permanent style structures around the outside of the square.
So
Oh.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get an understanding of where to the right, that little,
This is
which
you
one
guys.
is the square? This is okay, that's us. And
This
where
is-
are we seeing like
This is
the
where,
bodies?
This is where you see the bodies. These are the
Okay, I
and this
see.
is all like the little tent shops that kind of like occupy the whole center square of the city.
Okay. I'm sorry, I thought that was a wall. That's why the little line, the black line was a wall. Okay, got you.
So from what we've like gone around in this place, once we manage to get them out, how much do we have to travel back to the ship?
Probably at a run, 10 minutes.
Oh, that's a distance.
Yes.
Yeah, that's about a mile.
Shit.
Sorry, say
Okay.
that last part again, you guys.
It's about a mile to the center of the
From
city
where?
from your ship.
Ah,
It's probably a little bit less than a mile, considering you'd have to make some twists and turns, so it's not like a straight
right,
run.
right.
Yeah.
I can do
Okay.
that, no problem, but with somebody, it's going to slow me down. And again,
Where-
only 1 or 2 at a time. The
I think, as much as I would like to go about this stealthily, and I do think we should do that at first, I don't think getting them out stealthily will be an option. There's so many watching. It's a big distance to the ship. We might have to kill them all.
I mean, we could do that. I'm real good at that.
rather not kill if I can help it, but
You know, I think they all deserve to die, honestly. I know that sounds a little bit dark, Omorog, but hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I mean, there's people in cages. This place smells of like rotting darkness, and you know, the paler energy is not really feeling it here. So I mean, I say we burn it all. Smithereenies. Just desserts.
can't agree to burning the whole thing to the ground. But the people who are
I
kept in
mean-
cages should be freed. This is
So are we gonna
cruel
stop
and
them?
unusual punishment. But
Once we deal with the ones guarding them there and bring them out of the cages, maybe we could make sort of surround the prisoners and make to the ship, and us on the edges, you know, blasting, shooting whoever comes at us.
How many more privateers do you think are on this city?
I don't know. I don't know how many of these people. It looks like they settled down good, so I know a lot of these are merchants or people that don't fight, but I can't really tell how many of them do.
I have a better question. Who's in charge?
I have no idea of this. And she motions at the cages
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, because honestly, the only way to kill a dragon is to cut its head off. So, I say we cut the dragon's head off, but we're gonna have to bait it out somehow. Some of these people must know something, and there's a person watching someone, something, some entity authorized this kind of brutality. So I think that's the person that we need to go after, because honestly, when you cut the dragon's head off, the feet and the arms stop working. So I think we need a distraction.
Well, if you're trying to get information, then yeah, we can go around asking some questions.
I
so many
mean,
questions draws attention.
I was thinking something a little bit more bold.
You saw that
A
right?
little more what?
You know, the opposite of not bold.
Bold.
Hold.
Yeah.
Bold, daring, adventurous.
Again, my only qualm with bold is putting them at risk or in danger.
Well, hear me out. Look, I know you're new to this whole thing, but trust me, it'll work.
Zeril,
I go, yes, Cormorant.
where's Miyamori Cadenza?
Don't worry about that.
No. Just hear me out. Follow me on this for a second.
Okay, all right. She's grazing in the pasture, but I can get her here. I mean, why? What's up?
Mm-hmm. Can you still polymorph?
You mean, can I still polymorph?
I don't know how magic works. Whisper used to tell me I can't do that spell today. Like,
Yeah, that's because Whisper didn't want to, because you didn't have any food.
no, I always had food for Whisper. That's another story entirely. The point is, you can polymorph, right?
Yes.
Is there a creature that can carry 7 people?
Oh. Let's see. Polymorph.
Also, Finnick, do we have access to Goldie?
I don't think we do.
Goldie is...
Goldie's back at home.
We didn't
Ding
take her
ding.
on the Red Dawn? Shit.
Zero has an idea.
Oh,
You
boy.
guys ready?
Are we?
Waiting for it.
Oh, so you know how we need to get information about who's in charge of this, because the reality of the situation is that we save your crew, right? Or attempt. And this just keeps happening over and over. We need to figure out who's in charge so we can stop them. That is facts. There's no arguing about that. But if we ask too many questions, looking at Gormarog, then we will give ourselves away because, you know, snitches and stitches and all those things.
Mhm.
But we can ask some people that nobody else can ask.
Are you talking about the wizard again?
No, I'm not talking about the wizard in the bag. Also, good point. Always an option.
No, not in this case.
I'm telling you, one of these days, Gormarog, he is going to come through for us.
To talk to the dead prisoners.
Somebody's listening to me.
How are we going to get close to the dead prisoners without the other privateers seeing us?
Well, you're the fast one.
Fast, yeah, not invisible.
That's
Okay.
risky.
Well, I might also have something for that. Zero
Sushi
opens the book.
here can also polymorph, as you call it.
Yourself, Soshi, or someone else?
I mean, typically I do it to myself.
Yeah, I don't know if they can.
I'm looking it up right now. I don't know if they can either.
Yeah. No, it's an inherent trait called change shape. So it's
Yes,
just
no.
them.
Okay.
Um,
Can you become a beast of burden? Something big enough to carry some people out?
War horses, maybe? That's the biggest thing I
option.
can think of that can carry anything else.
If only we had Goldie and Tater Trot, this would be so much easier.
Yeah,
Instead of
the
us-
ocean animals. But
Just another idea. That spell I know, Crown of Madness, I can make them turn on each other.
yeah, I can use fear. Or I can just use pass without a trace, but I don't think that's going to work.
Crown
That-
of Madness makes them attack whatever is nearest to them, regardless if it is friend or foe. So they would attack the prisoners as well if they are alive.
Well, and
Oh.
I can only affect one creature at a time. But if I can affect one person that is close to another privateer, causing a distraction that doesn't even involve us.
Hey, what's the terrain here?
Like
It's a-
cobblestone? Look like cobblestone.
It's a mixture of like lashed together boards of wood and stone and the like.
But it's all directly on top of water?
Technically, yes, there is water underneath. Because this is attached to the island. It's not actually, like, over any sort of land.
You want to sink the place?
Thinking about it.
Might be easier than burning it down.
I could do it myself.
Yeah, I mean, can we light it on fire first and then
We
sink
still
it?
have to get the prisoners to the ship first.
Are
Yeah.
all the prisoners in hanging cages, or
No, some are in stockades, and some of them are in cages. The ones that are left alive are either in one of those two.
okay?
Hmm. Hmm, hmm, hmm. I do have Pass Without a Trace. So
If we wanted to be sneaky,
yeah, I can go get a little. I just need something with a mouth. So I need a head, and there's plenty of those around.
Oh, the dead things, right. Never mind.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. And I could also unlock some things, some stockades, and unlock some stuff. You know.
That's not a bad idea. Crown of Madness on one of them that's surrounded by his fellows, causing a distraction enough for Zero to go in and talk to someone, see if they know the person in charge, and if they don't, he's already in there and can start unlocking cages and stockades.
Are the stockades
you and
bolted
Borgo?
down?
I won't even make you roll for it. As far as you can tell, yes, they are bolted to the ground.
I mean, I could also use fear.
how many people does that affect, though?
Each creature in a 30-foot cone must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw.
So we gotta bunch them together.
Yeah.
So the distraction still works. They'll try to pry the men apart or go and see what's up.
Hmm. You know.
I think it's
Or-
worth a shot.
If we can free them and get them underneath the island, I can get them to the boat
What do you mean
Yeah.
underneath?
in the water.
I got it. Yeah, Glamrock, that's great. I'll polymorph you into a giant whale.
Stop.
They can
You
get
don't
your
need to.
mouth. You can Well, that's the fun part.
Okay, so we need to figure out a way to carve a huge, a hole
Oh,
in the plaza and stuff the prisoners through and hope that you can get them to the ship.
Would
Yeah.
an octopus help?
we just need to
What?
get them free and in the water.
Okay, how do we make a hole?
Hmm.
I think that's where the only thing stopping us from this plan, getting them in the water, we're too far from the edges, about a mile out. So we'd have to go straight down.
Huh.
May even be easier if we go straight down at the site so they don't have too far to go. Anybody got rope?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also have the rope of climbing, if that helps with anything.
Maybe when we get to the end. Mostly just want to tether everybody together so they don't get lost. But I can make it so that all of them can breathe underwater.
That's
Oh.
great. So, just for my clarity, is Watcher the only one in the hanging cage? No. How many?
2 others.
2 others?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can help Zaro like open up everything to get them out.
Okay. I can handle the distraction. Worst comes to worst, I also have command. Try and use that again.
Mm-hmm. Now the only thing we're missing is how to get them in the water. That's it. And then we've got a solid plan.
Soshi and Gale.
Gale's in the ship. Cersei's here with us. They can polymorph as well. I don't know, is there anything that can...
Break wood.
Yeah.
We can convince them to throw them in the water.
We're too far away from the water. We're about a mile out from the water. That's why we're gonna break the ground
down,
underneath
yeah.
them to make a hole and toss them in. Cersei can
Oh.
turn... The biggest thing they can turn into is like a killer whale or a hunter shark. But I don't know if that'll be enough to break the wood.
If you want me to fly up and then transform, I can, but that will obviously be revealing.
That'd be a very big attention grab.
I feel like whatever we do to make a hole will be a very big attention grab. I have explosives. I don't want to use that. A good pirate always has explosives.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Well,
But we can do that. So she flies up as a hawk like they do. Turns
What
into
is-
a killer whale. Black. Break the wood. And they can help you as a whale to get them to the ship.
Zero.
Also.
yes.
Time frame on Pass Without Trace.
Pass without trace.
10 minutes?
I think it's something like-
Duration. It's concentration up to an hour.
Ooh.
Oh,
If we can sneak into those tents, that's a good staging ground. Sneak past this guard, get to the tent. From the tent, free the prisoners. Once they're free, so she drops. Breaks open the things. Finnick creates a distraction at the same time. Try to split the guard's attention. It won't stop them, but it might limit the number that come after us. I'll take them in the water, and I'll start swimming for the boat.
Also, how do we find out who's responsible for this?
We can do that after they're on the boat.
Guess so.
At that point, there's no...
The question is how you guys get out.
I mean,
Oh, I could jump in the hole and go after it. That's not a problem.
I can fly.
I can
I
take
can
two.
fly
Good
too. I mean,
So
I can
she's
run
gonna
down-
be so she's gonna be a whale or a shark or something. We established that Rhynak can go into water and
Teleport.
not really have an issue. He can teleport.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Can you breathe underwater too? Morgan?
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Okay. I can make it so that 10 people can breathe underwater, including myself. That's 7 prisoners and me, that's 8. I can also take Zeril and Finnick. I think that accounts for everybody.
Hop in right
So,
after.
question.
So
I don't
we
get to
all
rain
go
down
underwater.
hellfire, right?
You can do that as part of the distraction.
Okay, just wondering.
We just don't want to burn the whole city down.
No, that
No,
sounds almost as good as my ship stealing
I'll try.
plan.
So let's run
Okay.
through it. Zaryl, pass without trace. Get to the tents. As many of us as we can, stealthily. Break the locks. Get them free. Get them down. How are we getting them down?
Oh, isn't that going to be the bird into a killer whale break through the ground?
I'm worried about getting them down from the cage.
Oh,
I was gonna say if
How
you're
high
having
up are those
as-
cages?
I was gonna say if you're having Sushi land on them, that's going to hurt them.
no, not at all.
The cages are probably 10 feet off the ground, like from the bottom of the cage.
And there's 3 cages hanging.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to do that one. Or the 2
get
with
them down?
wings.
I can tell you, me doing it would not be stealthy in the slightest.
Hmm.
You know, glowing and all.
as Finnick says that, her armor rattles a little bit.
Like a little squeak.
Um,
Love it.
The rope of climbing can help if you're able to tie it up to the
Oh.
cages.
Mm.
I even toss it up
And-
to them. They tie it around.
I could run up
her.
the wall of the tent. That's not an issue.
Well, now that's just showing off. But okay.
A little bit, yeah.
Just in case, I'm gonna hand Gormrog the rope of climbing.
Rope
That's
of
good. That's
climbing.
a good-
Thank you.
I have a bad memory that way.
Water breathing lasts for an entire day.
Okay.
So as soon as I've got eyes on them, I'll cast it and not worry about it. It's not something I have to concentrate on.
Sounds good. Yeah, I can get to the cages to unlock them and tie the ropes. I just can't. I'm not strong enough to carry them back down with me.
Okay. You all ready?
Let's go.
We're gonna do this now.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Start us off, Z.
I'm going. Sorry, I thought you said something else, and so I just realized you said Z.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast. Should I cast it now, or I'm gonna cast it when
Yeah.
we get to the
Yeah.
inside the things?
Cast it now.
Alrighty, I'm going to cast without a trace.
Okay.
That's a +10, right?
Yes, that is a +10 to your
Yes,
stealth
plus
rolls.
10.
Uno, dos. Gone without a trace.
Okay. What's next?
We
Sorry.
stealth over.
Then
We stealth to the tents.
okay, I'm gonna need all of you to go ahead and roll stealth checks. Go ahead and roll one for Soshi as well, Yuri.
Okay.
So sneaky.
Bro, it's like I'm not even here.
It's like I'm John Cena. Yeah. So, well, no, I mean with this roll, I got a 10, so it's a +10, so it's 20. So
Okay.
you definitely can't see me.
38.
Okay. What'd you roll, Finnick?
17.
Okay. Roll me a perception check as well, Finnick. I'm gonna say at advantage because I would assume there is the potential for Gormrog to help you with this if he knew what this check was for.
You said
I
at
don't agree with that.
advantage?
Yeah.
That's only a 14.
Fortunately enough, not
Is
really.
everybody rolling perception?
Nope, just these two. Because
Uh-oh.
Wow.
as you make your way across the square, all of you sneaking around,
Wait, what did Yuri roll?
Oh, 29.
I had no worries about the rogue rolling a stealth check.
Right.
I get
To-
advantage on them
May-
too. It's nice.
May come as a surprise to you. Not worried about the rogue. You notice across the square, one of the privateers kind of working their way around looks a little familiar. As you notice a Goliath woman wearing an iron plate armor, two long swords kind of like sheathed behind her back, bald-headed with these harsh tattoos across their face, like these thick black gashes. As you see Vula.
Fula. Son of a bitch. Of course.
What the hell is that?
Someone I used to work with.
Work with?
Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Work with?
Y'all thought I was
about it
shady.
later.
It is a session
This
one
is a
callback.
reference back to session one.
Oh. Well, is this Vula
Not that it's
character
a-
going to kill us?
Probably not, but we're
I
not
don't
killing
know.
her either.
Oh my god, all these rules, you guys, come on.
Debatable, but all right.
It's a story. I can get into it later.
Is that story going to impede on us doing what we're doing now?
Yes.
So I can't rain fire, is what I'm
Just not on her.
asking.
Mm.
And I'm gonna
It's a
peel
little
back
hard
the.
to
Fine.
direct rainfire, but okay.
I'm gonna peel back the tent. I'm gonna get eyes on all 7 of the prisoners, and Finnick and Zeril. I'm gonna touch my chest, connect to the Tempest Blade, and I'm gonna cast Water Breathing.
As he connects to his portion of the blade, Morrigan, you feel that symbiotic connection almost, as you feel a little bit of your own energy siphon almost towards Gormrog.
Shivers. I don't like it.
Shiver me timbers.
Yeah. It's
I do,
shivering
and
me
often.
All
timbers.
right. Thank you for joining us tonight in Forging Fates. That's
Oh
where we're
my
going to call it for the
God.
night.
Someone had to do it.
Jeez.
So now everybody can breathe underwater.
And you cast
Next
that on
step.
all the prisoners, just so I'm clear?
All the prisoners.
Okay.
Finnick, Zeril, and myself.
Okay. As it kind of the spell washes over the prisoners, you see all of them kind of jolt for a moment, like someone like poked them from behind, as they suddenly notice this change in their being.
All right.
Um,
Zeril, it's our turn.
I have a plan. I have a thing. Can I
God.
use I don't know if I can. The mind connection thing.
Sure. With
How
who?
many people does that connect to?
I think 8 willing people.
8? So you and the 7 prisoners? Are you doing this for us?
Hold on one second. Telepathic bond. 8 willing creatures of my choice.
So who you're
Yeah. I kind of need to get the prisoners all on one accord so we can move at the same time.
Do it.
So they don't act startled or anything. So it would be me and them apparently.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cast, and then they're gonna feel a gentle knock on their mind, just a tiny like let me in.
Again, you see them all jump
That's
for a
what they're-
minute as their eyes kind of dart around,
Yeah.
but they all instantly try to play cool as they are in various states, like knowing that someone's come to break them out, because they're fucking pirates.
Right.
So they all kind of like slowly shift back into trying to look calm or imprisoned. Some of them better than others.
I'm gonna go. You guys are terrible actors. All right. Is everybody listening?
You hear 7 responses. Yeah. What's up? Who's this? What the fuck?
Okay. Okay. Look here,
What
you
a nightmare.
scurvy. I know. Look here, you scurvy dogs. We're coming to break you out. All right. Act natural, and when the time is right, we're gonna throw you in a big hole. Okay. Okay.
You get some responses of, okay. You get a few sarcastic responses of like, oh, I'll be the first hole I fell into, and then
Goodness. Yeah. Don't worry about
Uh.
breathing. You won't drown. But also, shut up and act like you're imprisoned.
okay. And
You over there in the corner look too happy.
you get 7 responses of confirmation.
All right.
Um,
They're in. What do I need to tell them?
I was gonna say to like tell them it's me because they would recognize the name. That and then Watcher wouldn't know because he's part of my crew as well.
Also, I'm here with
Morgan.
why's my brain Morgan.
Morgan
Morgan.
Stormbless.
Morgan's here for you.
You see a few of them like try to look around to see if they can find where you guys are. Obviously unable to see you.
No.
But you see the one dwarf that is kind of in the cage. You see him like shift and kind of reach his hands up and grab hold of the bars and kind of lift himself up and just start stretching.
Are we ready? Morgan, you ready?
Let's go.
We're gonna start creeping and going.
All right.
Well, hopefully.
As you
Where
guys,
are the prisoners at?
they're right in front of you. If you're looking at the map, they're all right here.
Oh, those are them. I thought
Yep.
those were the guards. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Guards
No.
are spread out throughout the outer perimeter.
Oh, these
So
guys.
There's 3 hanging, 4 in stockades.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
Correct.
Uh,
So, real quick before let you carry on, Cormac. Sorry, Morgan and Zarel, since you two are the ones heading into the actual. Oh, and Gormrug, since you 3 are heading into actually that area, I need you 3 to roll stealth checks for me.
Still with the +10, yeah?
Correct. Actually, Zarel, does your mental link thing concentration or no?
No.
Okay, cool. Then yes, still with your +10.
Cool.
$33.
Okay.
26.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because of the 16. Yeah.
Gormrug?
What's 23 plus 8?
31.
31.
31? Yeah.
Okay. So the 3 of you move off into the shadows, like the shadows kind of pulling along with you from this darkened space you're in, creating almost this like tunnel of dark that kind of follows you around as you move up into the space between all of these pirates that are held, all of the black flags that kind of hang out through this area, hang down in the space as well, and you all feel confidently hidden amongst these prisoners, at least for the time being.
What's the lock situation? Padlocks?
They are padlocks. They look to be of not the most expensive variety, as they don't, being the center of town, they don't necessarily expect a lot of people to be able to sneak in this far.
You see Morgan just like cracks her fingers
Mhm.
and then goes over to the first one.
All right, go ahead and roll a lockpick check for me. I'm assuming you're going right for watchers.
Oh yeah, Watcher gets out first.
Go ahead and roll me a lockpick check for that.
That's just sleight of hand, isn't it? Or is there a
No,
different
it's
check
a.
that I need to do?
So you are proficient with lockpicking tools, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I have thieves' tools. I'm proficient with
So
it.
it's just a D20 with your proficiency bonus, plus your. I'm going to give you a dex on this one, so your dex bonus as well.
Okay. So that's a 28.
Okay, easy. You pop it, no issue. You literally just stick the two things in there, and you know this lock. You've dealt with this lock before. This is the bullshit locks that the host uses, and you just pop it instantly. No issue whatsoever. You throw the lock, you pull the lock off, slowly lowering it down, and you'll kind of like tuck it into a bag at your side. This way it doesn't clatter to the floor. But Watcher is now free. But he is holding onto the door of his cage, ready for the word. So there's no sound. He's just looking at you, ready to go.
Yeah, I sort of like whisper, tell him the part of the plan that he needs to know.
Okay.
Right? It's like, I'm going to try to get as many of the others as I can. You'll see the hole open, and then you hop in as soon as you see it open.
Always
Um,
trusted you, Captain. Ready to do what we need to do.
I'm gonna jump onto one of the stockades.
Okay.
And use that to get to another hanging prisoner.
Okay.
Dagger in each hand. I'm gonna leverage it open.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a strength check, I guess. You're trying to pry it open.
Sure, yeah.
This would be athletics, I would say.
Athletics is a +2, making that a dirty, stinking, filthy 20.
Okay. You
nice.
pop it open. And it pops. Roll me a dexterity check as you try to catch it. I don't think this will be a
That
problem, but I
is-
want to check.
+8, 19.
The two halves begin to fall down to the ground. The one part you catch easily enough, but that second, the actual like you part.
Oh wait, I was basing that off acrobatics. Dexterity would be 14.
14 total.
Yeah, because I rolled an 11 and it's a +4.
Go ahead.
Not a plus.
Finnick.
No, +3, so 14. Yeah.
Finnick, go ahead.
If I see this happening, can I attempt to mage hand and catch the other piece?
Ooh.
Sure. Roll me a spell attack, I'll say.
Spell attack?
How would you like to do this? What are you thinking?
I'm cool with spell attack or just like with my spellcasting modifier.
Yeah,
whatever you
yeah.
think
Do
would work.
a dexterity check then with your spellcasting modifier instead. So a spell attack. Yeah, the same thing. I like turtles.
18?
18.
18. Hell yeah.
Mm.
So Gormrog easily catches the actual lock part of it, but that U part begins to just fall down, and he's trying to like tuck the dagger away so he can go ahead and grab it. Misses it.
Shit.
The first part goes to reach his foot out to kind of kick it back up, but it just kicks but catches a weird angle on his foot and just flies off to the side as you shoot out the mage hand and just grab hold of that U bolt part of it and just slowly lower it down to the ground and tuck it away into one of the cracks.
Nice.
I'm gonna look at Gormrog.
I'm gonna
Sorry,
look at
turn.
the guy in the cage and just put a finger to my lips. Just keep moving.
Nods and begins to shift his body, getting ready to move for whatever ends up happening.
Zero, what are you doing?
I'm telling everybody to not move all at once because they're all starting to shift, and I'm like, hey, you
Be
guys,
cool.
stop fucking moving. can we stagger this a little bit? Everybody's starting to get real restless, and your guys gonna start. Come on. Also, I'm too pretty to be in a stockade, so come on. I'm going to go to. I don't think I can open any of these things, honestly. I'm kind of doing more lookout stuff because I can't open nothing, and
Okay, so you're just trying to like
help that way.
keep your spell up and keep communication between
I'm
everyone.
keeping the spell up. I'm keeping the communications. I'm keeping the spell up concentration wise, and I'm trying to like keep us low key. Watch out. Thing.
Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna
You
need
see,
Morgan and Gormrug then to keep popping these locks. Popping and
Yeah.
locking.
So you see Morgan as she was in the cage that Watcher was in, and instead of coming down to climb up to the other, she hops from one of the cages to the other cage. I know you're gonna make me roll.
Yeah,
and I'm
I need
gonna
an
do it.
athletics check there.
Can I argue for acrobatics?
What'd I say?
Athletics.
Huh?
Oh,
You
yes,
said
no,
athletics.
acrobatics. Acrobatics, I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah, definitely acrobatics.
Thank you. Because that is a plus 15.
Yeah.
So that changes everything. That is
Yeah.
6 plus
15.
15.
21.
So even though I rolled shit, it's still a 21.
Yeah.
Isn't also your minimum a 10 for rolls? For
Oh yeah.
Oh
My
yeah.
minimum
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a 10. So if I get under a 10, I automatically get a 10.
They
So
roll
that's
a 10, yeah.
25.
Okay.
Rogue shit, man.
Rogue shit, bro. Let's
Yeah.
go.
All right.
Leaping and bounding.
Easy
Yeah.
enough. You easily move over to the other cage, and it swings a little bit, and kind of like even with the deftness of your precision, you
Hey,
easily
I'm
make
not
it over
that
there.
heavy,
And it kind of,
okay?
just roll me a stealth check at disadvantage, just to see.
It still has a plus 10, and I'm sure
Right.
you have proficiency in it, so like it's not going to be
Yeah.
an issue.
And also, the lowest she can roll is a 10.
It's a 10, yeah.
Except for a
Oh,
natural
I
yeah.
rolled
one.
a 17.
Okay, as long as it's not a
Um,
natural one, you're fine.
Oh, but disadvantage, right? So
Yeah.
let me roll again.
Didn't you say you
Okay,
have
that is
advantage,
an-
so it'd just be a flat
I
roll?
do have advantage to stealth checks as a set. So would
Then,
that
yeah,
bring me down
It's
to
just a flat
straight
roll then. Yeah, just a straight roll.
Okay, so that's a 17.
Okay.
Plus my bonus plus the 10 from pass without a trace. It's like a 30 something.
You look like a shadow moving between the two.
Dude, I've
Oh
never played a
God.
rogue before. I love this shit. This shit's so cool.
You just silently move to the other, and it kind of creaks a minute for there as your weight kind of lands on it, but it's almost imperceptible amongst the general populace. It's the sound of the water underneath the decks of this island are louder than the sound you make as you move between these two cages. So
Nice.
go
I
ahead
would
and roll
like
me a
to-
lockpick check.
Yep. Split a hand in this check apart. It's a 22.
Easy enough. Pop it, no issue whatsoever. And
This is what I was made for. We're doing the one thing the rogue is built to do, and I'm living for it, okay?
Okay. Yeah, so you've got 3 cages popped. Gormrog, did you want to move on to one of the stockades?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to drop down kind of inside of everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use the stockades to block my view, or block the view of me. And I'm going to, once again, just
Sure.
pop open another.
Okay, because you're dropping down, just roll me a stealth check. I just want to see, where we're at.
28.
Yeah, easy enough. You land without a sound and are easily able to make your way over to the next one. And how do you want to pop it?
I'll do the same thing I did before.
Okay, roll me a athletics check.
Except this time, I'm gonna like pin with my arm the lock to the stockade so that it doesn't drop?
So roll at disadvantage then, because
Okay.
I'm going to give you that you're trying to be quiet about it, so it's going to be a
Yeah.
little bit harder to kind of maneuver the things in there and get that lock popped. But yeah.
Okay. So that is a 15 at disadvantage.
Okay, cool. You pry. You see the metal kind of creak and bend a little bit, but it does not pop open.
Gonna have to try again.
Okay. It's gonna be a -5 to the roll, but you can go ahead and roll one more time and at disadvantage.
Roll at disadvantage and subtract 5?
Yep. Unless you wanted to do it loud. If you want to do it loud, there's no disadvantage.
No. It's 14 plus 2 minus 5. So that's 11. 12.
Okay. You pop the lock, and again, that lock shoots off.
Shit.
Nathan is
I'm
still
looking at Gormorog like, get it together, man.
Go ahead and roll for me again, Finnick. See if you can catch the lock.
I can do math, I swear. That's a 17.
Okay, you are able to, as that lock flies off, you grab
Fucking put me in the outfield. Like, let's go.
you go up and grab it, and
Let's
you're able
go.
to kind of hold it in place.
I'm gonna
No.
see Zarel giving me a look, and I'm just gonna offer one of the daggers.
I'm gonna
Give me 2 seconds.
tell
You just
the
vamp.
uh-oh. I'm going to tell the prisoner that you're breaking out to repeat what I'm saying mentally, so because he's closer and I don't want to say it to you, he's gonna be like, "Hey, you think you could be a little bit more sneaky, maybe?"
Hey, do you think you can actually do something besides sitting there and looking pretty?
Sorry, that's my job. At least one of us is doing it.
You're lucky you can breathe underwater, because what I'm about to do to you.
Oh, don't tempt me with a good time.
Morgan, when you drop
Um,
Soshi, drop them on Zarel. Drop them
Oh my
on Zarel.
It's like, hey, aim for whatever part of ground he's standing on.
Yeah.
Just bullseye. Just a killer whale. Just
That's crazy.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're fine.
Good.
Morgan, you're up.
Yeah, so I drop from the cage to the ground and then sneak my way to one of these other poor folk to try my hand at setting them free.
So we have 7 of them, and we've gotten 3 locks open already.
4,
4.
with the one Gormrock just got.
4.
On the
Oh,
ground.
okay.
Oh, that's a shoot. That's an 18 total.
Okay. Yeah, the DC 16 for these locks. So you are able
Okay.
to kind of pop another lock open and slowly kind of remove it and lower it to the ground.
Yeah, it's actually really good that Zarel told them all that we were coming for them and not to panic, because this could have turned out real bad.
Yeah. All right, Gorman, what are you doing?
We've got 2 left, right? On the floor?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
got another
Okay.
stockaded one? Yeah, we've got 2 left.
Yeah, we've got 2
Um, I'm gonna look at Zarel and just look around. Keep your eyes open. Stop watching me. Watch the guards. And I'm gonna sneak over to another one of the stockaded people and try and break the lock.
Okay, roll me an athletic check.
I'm ready.
Zero's gonna
I
send
know,
a
Joe
mental
wants us
message.
to fail so bad.
Yes.
He's like,
that
we
is-
need to make some noise.
Oh, welcome.
Yes.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. You learned your lesson this time. You pop it open and like easily are able to kind of like grab the 2 pieces as they separate and kind of tuck it down and slowly lower it to the ground.
That's
There
Nice.
is.
Mental
I'm off to
message.
the last one.
All right.
Mental message to Gormrog. Oh,
I'm
look
good.
at that.
Gonna take out the rope that I was just given, the rope of climbing.
Okay. And for the last lock,
I was just brought some pre-cut strawberries. He
That's
chopped them up for me.
beautiful. That's such a good
That's
man.
so cute.
I
Oh.
know. Let's see. Oh, chocolate syrup.
Oh my goodness.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
We're rolling for the last luck. That is a 17 plus my all the numbers. So I made it.
All the numbers.
It's the strawberries. They
Jeez.
made me roll good.
Wow.
Okay. Easy enough. That last lock, like, again, no issue for you, Morgan. You've picked these host locks more times than you can count over the years. So you easily enough kind of pop it off like child's play and just kind of tuck it down to the ground with zero issue. And we are now set as all of the prisoners have been released. Your connection, Zarel, is established between all of the prisoners and yourself as you stand between between Gormrog and Morgan. Finnick,
And I'm just here sitting pretty.
yeah,
Is it distraction time? Is that the next step?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh,
Drop the whale. Set a distraction.
Wait. Yeah, wasn't Finnick gonna go first and then we drop Soshi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All at once, one after the other.
Yeah, one after
just
the other sounds good.
A quick question. Which one is Vula?
all the way across here.
Vula's all of them.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go down a little bit, like south. Peek out of the tent, and cast Crown of Madness on the one closest to me.
What is the DC for that?
It is now a Wisdom 18.
Oh. Hell yeah.
Guess what I rolled?
What?
An 18.
Guess what I have? Silvery barbs.
I love it.
Oh.
That is a
What is that?
fail. That is a 6.
And I'm giving
Nice.
advantage to oh god, who do I want to give advantage to? Let's go with Gormrog on his next roll.
Okay.
Okay. Real quick,
So-
Finnick, what does this look like as your crown of madness descends upon this poor guard?
So it's the chains around her wrist slightly glow, and this bronze-ish energy sort of comes off of her fingertips for a second before it dematerializes, and you can just see a small translucent sort of crown of thorns around the head and begin to start to infect them before it vanishes as they turn and look to the guard next to him and just
Do me a favor. Roll me another d20. Add your spellcasting ability modifier. I want to see if anyone notices this.
oh no.
Oh, whoa.
Oh no, that is only a 9.
Okay. The closest guard to him. As your cat with this fucking net.
It's the magic.
the closest guard to him kind of sees as this spell illuminates above his head that very distinctive magic of yours, kind of catching his eye. He sees as the crown digs down into the guard's head, and he turns and begins to get ready to shout out. Anything you want to do in this moment?
Whale.
Well, Well,
Do we see this?
I need you guys to roll perception checks for me. If that's what, if you three numbskulls want to try and do something, I need perception
yes,
checks.
please.
Finnick, I was talking to you specifically. If there's something you wanted to do,
Well,
Well, it was supposed to happen at the same time, which is
Yeah.
why I shouted whale.
okay. Okay.
Don't look at me. Just stop.
I rolled. Whale fixes everything. I have a 19. You said perception.
yeah,
Fun.
21.
I also got a 21.
Okay. So you guys noticed this. So I will say you guys can have a reaction too if there's something. If whale is the call, then that's what we'll go with.
Otherwise, I was just gonna try and command him silence.
Okay.
I'm not going to stop that.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
All right. So go ahead and roll. What's the spell save for command?
Wisdom 18.
That is not a pass. So you see this other guard, seeing this all happen, goes and begins to get ready to call out before boom. Just
Oh my god.
I'll have pulled out a dagger, see the reaction, and I'll just put it back.
just instantly falls silent as the
Did he?
crown of madness takes hold and the other guard runs up and just stabs him right in the neck.
Oh, that's gruesome.
Cool.
Yay.
Instantly killing him, but alerting all of the other guards as now seeing this, they begin to react, we'll say.
Yeah, and then they see a whale fall from the sky.
And then the whale.
And they see a whale fall from the sky.
So she had been in their hawk form
Yeah.
because it's a bird. Nobody pays attention to a bird. It's a bird, and so they were sort of perched somewhere up top where they could see. And when the whole thing was when they saw Finnick poke out to do their distraction. They knew that was their call. So they would have flown over to the middle, probably. I'm trying to see somewhere where they wouldn't have. Obviously trying not to land on anybody. And then
Yeah, just gonna find an open spot. So she's gonna find an open
yeah.
spot. Okay.
Finding an open spot and then turning into a killer whale midair.
Okay. So as you all are preparing to move, you see a giant killer whale suddenly apparate in the air and just torpedo straight through the boards, creating this massive opening for all of you. And that is where we're going to take our break. We'll be back in a couple minutes, everyone. Go ahead and use the bath. Go bio break, get your drinks as we get ready to continue on with this story. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. Love you, geeks. And we are back, everyone. Welcome to Omega. Thank you so much for joining us, Omega. Welcome. So happy to have you back at the table. That being said, a giant fucking whale suddenly appears in the sky and plummets down through the makeshift flooring of this city, creating a very large hole in the center of town. This being the sign that most of these people assume it is, all of them burst from their prisons, whether they be cages or stockades, and begin to gather around you all. As this is happening, the guards, seeing one other guard get stabbed in the neck and a whale suddenly appear, begin to initially stand there, dumbstruck, wondering what the fuck is happening that a giant whale is appearing in the sky above everyone. That being said, they are going to start to move in. And this is probably a deep some space. You're prepping home. You are also going to see one of the guards, with y'all's passive perception being more than high enough, activate a gem on their wrist. At which point, 3 golems, 2 smaller than the one largest one, make their way out from one of the buildings. And that is where we are set.
Well,
Immediately, there's somebody next to me, guard-wise.
They're moving on into the area. They don't necessarily see you in the chaos, but they are moving over into that space.
because we're still enshrouded, or
Yeah.
I still have passed without a trace on.
That is correct.
The rule was get in the water, grab the rope. So I'm getting in the water with the rope.
Okay.
I'm gonna mentally tell everybody to move their shiver-be timber things, some kind of pirate something.
And I'm going to tie the front of the rope to my waist.
What is the rope connected to?
Me.
The whale?
No.
Oh,
him.
just you.
Me.
Yeah.
Work. Okay.
Okay.
From the hidey spot that he's been hanging, thinking about life, liberty, and the pursuit of whatever the hell is going on right now.
Whale.
Well,
That
there's
is
a
going to
visual twitch on his eye as he also goes.
Where you're heading into the hole?
I listen. It sounds like the team said whole jump rope, so he can't be bothered to worry about any of the other extremities happening right now. So I guess the water it is. Rope jump.
Okay. You make your way over into the hole.
Before I go into the hole, I'm gonna quickly cast haste on myself.
Okay.
And vamp out my wings really quickly.
Okay.
You know, because there's one more
As
thing
one does.
as one does. Because I know our mission isn't completely over yet. I'm going to burst out of the tent, fly up, and grab Morrigan's flag.
Okay. Just for people who
Yes.
may be joining us for the first time, Morgan, can you describe your flag for us once more?
Yes. So, as all of the pirate flags, it has a black background, and then it is a scimitar and a brass telescope making an X in the center.
Okay. You're easily able to grab hold of the flag before tucking your wings behind your back and diving headfirst into the
Swan
whale
dive.
hull.
Yeah, which is a good thing too, because I was about to make a run for the flag, but it would have taken me a lot longer than it took you. Absolutely. I was just gonna use my little legs.
Okay. So we've got 3 of you in the hole.
I'm gonna take a second to just watch the prisoners jump in.
Sure. So we'll say all of them kind of begin to make their way down.
Angel, that blue is the hole, correct?
Yep, that is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Work.
They all make their way down. I grabbed. Morgan still up on the deck on the platform of the island.
Once they have all jumped in, right? How? Well, I'm assuming like all the guards and everybody else is sort of like approaching our position.
They're running towards where the whale dived in, and the prisoners. All of the prisoners kind of make their way out and dive into the hole, leaving basically you and Zarel there amongst the stockades and the like.
Okay. So as soon as everyone has jumped in, Morgan is going to do fourth level ice storm above the hole to prevent the guards and the whoever else to jump in after us.
They don't see us still, right?
I mean, you are still hidden amongst
Well,
the.
yeah.
But as soon as Morgan is going to cast a spell that will reveal Morgan.
That and you
Okay.
won't really be able to jump in the hole after. Unless you want to take a shit ton of damage.
Wonderful.
Okay. What's the radius on the ice storm?
Hail of rock hard ice pounds in a 20-foot radius, 40-foot high.
It's big.
Yeah.
Solid.
So that is that.
Yeah, so, but I do, so I stand at the edge of the hole watching everybody hop in, and I do wait till everybody's in before I cast it and jump into the water myself.
Okay,
And
so you're
you're-
waiting
you're-
for the rest of the party to jump in as well.
Yeah, I don't want
I
any of them
understand.
caught in
Okay.
it.
Oh, I was like,
Just
girl,
to-
did you lock us up
Yeah,
here?
no. No, it's just
Okay.
to stop the guards from coming after us.
Got you.
Or attempt to, at least.
Quick thinking.
You're trying to like freeze the water that we are now under, so they can immediately jump after us.
Mhm.
Work.
Yeah,
Got it.
that eats.
Okay. So Zarel and Morgan both make your way into the hole, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. Very well executed plan here. As you all dive into the water and begin to sink down, it's not necessarily the deepest. It's only about maybe 7 to 10 feet deep in total where the water is. So you all kind of like begin to sink down as you see the ice begin to flash freeze above you all. Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys one turn before things start to happen. What are you guys doing?
Everybody grab the rope.
Yes.
That is a question.
one-
I'm waiting
more
for
time.
an answer. Did everybody grab the rope?
Rope is grabbed by Rhinoc.
Yeah, one
Apparently
hand on the
that's
rope.
Sure.
Okay.
All the prisoners?
Yep.
I start swimming with 50-foot speed, 50-foot dash, and step of the wind another 50 feet.
So I'm gonna need all of you holding onto the rope to go ahead and make a athletics check to hold on to
Oh,
them,
my- oh, goodness.
Okay.
as it is very suddenly jerked forward. Not a super high DC.
5.
Rhinoc is left behind as the rope rips from your hand.
Jesus. Athletics.
You said athletics, right?
Yep.
Okay, 16.
Okay, you're good.
Okay.
24.
You're fine.
Dang, girl.
Yeah.
Muscle mommy.
Hell
Aw.
yeah.
6
And
as a whole.
and
I rolled
Zaryl,
a 3.
the rope is ripped from your hand as well, leaving just Zaryl and Rhynak below a frozen hole now.
I'm
I
just like,
mentally tell. Oh, go
oh
ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm already frustrated because I'm like mentally giving is Gomoraga look of like, really again, especially from all the frustration from the locks. And I'm just gonna cast polymorph into a I'm gonna do an octopus.
Sure. Before you do that,
Say-
let's just see what everyone else is planning on doing.
Yeah.
Finnick?
I do have a ring of swimming, so I do have a swim speed.
Okay.
And because I'm still hastened, can I go back after Rhynak?
Sure.
Oh, I was just gonna grab him, take him with me.
Oh, well,
Either way, there's enough people there trying to assist in this.
I'm gonna be so real. You saw Rhynak, the rope just get ripped out of Rhynak's hand. Luckily, it's underwater because rope burn sucks.
yeah.
But he just looks at hand, looks up, and he's just floating there, just annoyed.
It's like, and I'm just like,
This is not what I asked
big
for.
rush of magic, and then octopus.
Exactly.
Tentacles
As
around, just
yeah.
I had
reaches.
I've seen this
I had
episode before.
also oh
That's a
no.
category.
I had also mentally told Soshi, because she was a whale and was underwater first, to watch out if any of the prisoners lagged behind.
Yes.
To
And
go
so
ahead
she's
and
definitely helping
take care
a few of them
of
like
them.
along. But
Yeah.
as Zaryl wraps around Rhynak with Finnick falling back to assist, there is a sudden crack as ice shoots down into the hole, and this large metal structure begins to just plummet through the water as this massive iron golem
Mhm.
falls to the
Mhm.
ground.
Stinks.
And as
To the bottom.
you all begin to pull away, it just slowly, like the T-1000, just starts
Oh,
moving
my
towards
God.
all of you,
Tunk, 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 tunk.
just
tunk.
under the water. You can eat every step too, especially with the way this water carries through the water. It's very much this bass pumping sound into your ears as it just is following you relentlessly.
Somehow at a slow pace.
It's not moving fast, but it
I'm
is.
just,
That's
It's
the-
I'm
following.
just wrapped up, what being pulled back, watching this thing
Yep.
run at us.
Okay. Since you guys are definitely faster than the Iron Golem, what is the plan here? As you all are easily able to make it to the ship way before this golem is able to catch up. What's the plan here?
Okay. Well, they have ships, unlike at the other place. These have ships. Well, I didn't think we were gonna get this far, honestly.
My goal is to swim until I reach our ship.
Yeah,
And then once we reach our ship, I activate the rope of climbing. And while people are holding onto it, it just pulls them up.
yeah. I mean, it's easy enough. You all are far faster than what this golem moves, so it's easy enough for all of you to get to the ship without issue. The question here is, what's the plan? As there
The
is
plan is
someone following
Oh.
you, definitely, but you've got
question.
time. Yeah, go ahead.
Question. Does one, we have a golem following us, if we get out of the line of sight of the golem, how will it know to track us? 2, the plan is to still figure out information from them so we can go shut this place down, or whoever did that really mean thing to them, we can, liberate.
Yeah. Roll
Or
me.
we can just leave.
Yeah.
That's an option.
Roll me an Arcana check about the golem to see what information you may have about golems.
Could I also do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
While I'm wrapped her up, just looking at this thing, follow us.
Sure.
I am. What am I using? Because that one failed me horribly.
13.
Okay.
It's going to be 13 on a die, so 23.
Okay. 13.
That part.
You know of golems. You know there are these magical constructs, Zarel, but how they work and all the details, you have no idea. Rhynak, you know everything there is to know about golems. They are magical constructs that are controlled by a trigger item. They will follow their orders until the day they die. If they were to lose sight of their target, which was Zarel's question, they would continue to search until they are no longer able to operate or are called back. They are immune to a lot of different types of damage, including fire, poison, psychic, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. They cannot be paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, frightened, exhausted, or charmed. And they don't speak.
Well, I figured that. The question I do have, though, is... No, not a question just yet, because they are slow, and we got to get the thing started. Once we get onto the ship, I'm just going to be tracking where it's at, if that's possible.
Yeah.
Dust himself off, and as he dusts himself off once, immediately prestidigitation, makes himself dry, because no. Just kind of dust and just looks back up. You should get the ship going now. I will handle that.
Yeah, as soon as everybody was on the ship, Morgan starts yelling orders at the other pirates. Because it's a pirate thing. Hey, I saved you from a prison. You work for me now.
They instantly
right?
click in on you calling out orders.
Yeah, Gale had stayed on the ship. So when he sees us arrive, I tell him, hey, grab this bunch that doesn't look as strong. I have them do the sails and the ropes. I'll take the rest of them. I give the others that look a little stronger, because being in a prison does things to your constitution and stuff.
Yeah.
So whoever's still able to do a little bit more, I start yelling orders at them as well, because it's kind of like, if you don't do your job and we don't get out of here, you're back in that. Right. So get to it.
Yeah. And they definitely feel the seriousness of the moment as you begin to holler out orders. Do me a favor. Roll me either a persuasion or an intimidation check. I'm going to give you an advantage because they are ready to follow those orders, but I just want to see how good of a captain and how much of a presence you have in this moment.
Wow.
Wow.
Is that advantage?
Yeah, you can do it at
Right?
advantage.
Oh, thank bejeebus. The first roll was so bad. But I rolled a 14 plus a intimidation plus 7, so that's a 21.
Yeah. You start calling out orders, and instantly, like, as soon as you project your voice, heads snap and then get to work. And they instantly start to go ahead and get things going in the way they need to.
As the golem is coming, that's going to take a little bit of time, and the golem's still moving, clearly. As it gets closer, you see that he has manifested the quill out of thin air. You see that shadow, and even that the different languages written out manifest in front of him and form that quill. And as he forms it, he just points it towards where the golem is to do two things. one to hex it,
Okay.
specifically to give it disadvantage on wisdom checks, so it's going to be harder to spot us with perception.
Okay.
2, when it gets close enough, vortex warp it back to its position.
Okay.
Wait,
Keep it as far away from us as possible.
Okay.
I have many spell slots. I can keep doing this.
So what is the DC for the hex before we go into it?
There is no DC for the hex, first of all. It is just I am hexing it.
Okay. So disadvantage on wisdom checks.
Yes.
So this is going to be a flat roll because it has advantage against saving throws of spells.
To be fair, the vortex warp is a saving throw, so it should not have disadvantage on it. The hex is just making sure as it gets pushed back, it's not finding us easier, because having disadvantage on perception is going to automatically lower its passive by 5.
Gotcha. I understand now. Okay, so it's advantage against the saving throw for the warp.
That's fine.
That's a natural 19 plus.
Still rebarbs.
Okay. That's a 14.
Fail.
So, and it's a wisdom saving throw?
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. So that is a 19.
Fail.
Fail. Okay, cool. So
And
it
I'll
is
actually throw that advantage to Morgan,
okay.
just in case they need it. And my job, literally, I'm just going to stand at the back of the boat, and as it gets closer, vortex warp it back. Like, nope, restart.
Okay.
Restart again.
So I
Morgan will.
rolled a
Sorry.
d4 to determine how many
Mhm.
turns it would get to you. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna re-roll and add a +1 for each time you do that, because you're setting it back further and further.
You're adding a +1 to it?
Whatever I
The
roll,
amount of time it takes
Yeah.
us.
the amount of
Oh,
times
time.
it takes. Yeah,
Got
this
it.
is
Extra
Got
turn.
this is how many
Oh.
turns till it gets to the ship.
Understood. Yep.
Okay. So that is it was 2 turns. I rolled a
Mhm.
1, so that adds 2 more turns before it gets to you. So now it's 4
Great.
turns before it gets to you.
Great.
That track?
And he says, can you get this thing moving in about, I don't know, 24 seconds?
Jesus. Morgan looks around now that she's barked out orders to the crew, turns around to look at the party. Can any of you do anything about these? And she looks to the ships on the sides of y'all. Because I can get us moving. And you remember the big old tidal wave that she used to push us out into sea.
Mhm.
It's just, if we're not
Yeah.
followed, that's even better.
I can handle some of them. And I want to get as many ships as I mean, I guess I don't know how large these ships are. But I'm going to try and do lightning bolts and
Are we
try and hit
destroying stuff
multiple
now?
ships.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
absolutely.
burn them down. Set them on fire.
All right, so you're
So,
lightning
with-
bolting one ship, or each ship is
I'm
about
trying to.
20 feet
It's a line.
wide. Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna.
have a 100-foot line, so I'm trying to hit as many.
Oh, yeah,
ships
easily.
As
You hit-
possible. And I'm specifically aiming, at just between the deck and where the mast
Yeah.
or the sails sit, trying to
Mhm.
take those down, and also they will ignite because of the lightning bolt.
Okay. Let me roll. No, I'm gonna say you hit 4 ships because they're each about 20 feet wide, and then there's a little bit of space between them as they are all
Mhm.
docked. So you're able to hit 4 ships. Roll. I'm not even gonna make you roll damage as you shoot the lightning bolt. It, like a laser beam, rips through the walls of these ships, leaving these holes in them. It's just a burn and crisp, and you see the flames beginning to lick up the masts and begin to catch hold of the actual the cloth that makes up the masts themselves, beginning to light them aflame as well. Zara, what did you want to do just as that's happening?
I'm like, so I'm trying to get an understanding. It's on both sides of us, or we're
Yes.
trying to go in one
So
direction?
Finnick is aimed to one side. There are still ships on the other side.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Ooh, I'm gonna go. Okay, my turn. Um, I'm going to cast Divine Arrow
Okay.
because fuck yeah.
Just divine arrow. Do.
Um, Divine Arrow. You fire an angelic arrow from a bow made of light that materializes in your hand. Make a ranged attack spell against a creature within range, but I was going to use it to blow these ships to smithereens if it's possible.
Okay. Divine arrow. Yep. Okay. This is only going to affect one ship because it is a specific spell. But yeah, you can definitely do it.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to blow that bitch up.
Okay. You pull from the air light, and it's just kind of like, even from your own forearm, you see the light emanate and pull into this arrow as your hand reaches out and this divine bow appears in your grip. You pull back and fire off. Go ahead and roll me an attack. So it's a d20 plus 10.
Okay. 16.
Okay, that's gonna hit. I'm not even gonna make you roll damage as looking at the damage of it already. You see the arrow blast into the side of the ship. Just this bright white light explodes across the deck of the ship. Bits of wood shooting off into the distance. And you see this massive hull begin to kind of take on water from where you hit it, and the ship begins to slowly lurch to one side. The masts begin to angle towards you all. So it is slowly starting to come into the space of the siren song, but it's not there yet. But you are under a bit of a clock. Who wants to go next?
Does it seem like? I mean, I'm still focused. I'm not really gonna go, but I'm just asking just because passive is high is bonkers. Ships being destroyed, golems here. What about people? What about what
Yeah.
is it like? Red alert on this island. Like, what is happening?
So as soon as the lightning bolt and the arrow go off, that's when the attention is drawn from everyone at the dock. Like what was happening in the center hadn't seemed to make its way here yet. But as soon as these two go ahead and make their attacks, that is when, yes, you see like ants, guards, and just everyone that is in the area begin to make their way out from buildings to see what is happening here as people begin to just flood out into the space.
Let me also ask this. These are, I'm not saying, and I'm trying not to be stereotypical, but pirates and privateers or whatever the case may be, people who are survivalist. Are there any people now taking this opportunity to shift the tide in their favor versus like being guards and stuff? Does it seem like this is like the go for other people who might be on this island as well?
Everything you've seen about this town does not suggest they are pirates. They're very
No, they're
anti-pirate.
hunters.
Oh, they can choke. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, so they're pirate hunters. That's why the black square is called that. It's covered in the black flags of the pirates as trophies.
Okay, that's rotted and rancid. I'm understanding. They all,
and they sank my old ship, and that makes me sad. So
Yeah.
That's also why I've been more focused on getting people out than killing people. Like I'm not trying to kill anybody. I'm just trying to get people out.
Then let me ask one more question. Through the guards and things, are there people barking orders?
From where you are specifically, roll me a perception check.
Okay. 29.
Sure. I will say you notice one person specifically, kind of like being the mouthpiece and barking orders.
How far away is he?
He is from where your ship is, probably 70 to 90 feet.
Yeah. Okay.
It is a hobgoblin. He's kind of got this gray streaks through his black hair. This like oldish iron plate lacquered armor that is in this pale blue color. Light gray long-tailed jacket kind of hung over his shoulders, and he is missing his right ear.
You said he's in plate?
It is iron plates, yeah, in this like very lacquered style where it's like these large plates that kind of move over each other.
I love that. I love that so much. You see me focusing my my quill on the iron golem, just making sure, but just eyes flicker over to that individual and just point arrow. I'm going to attempt to vortex them into the water.
Okay.
It is a 90-foot pool.
Okay. What does he have to roll?
Con save.
Con save?
Yep.
That is a 16.
That is a fail. I am dropping them intentionally 90 feet away from like where we are, 90 feet into the sea.
Yeah.
With their plate on.
Okay.
Sinks like a stone.
What is your passive perception again there, Finnick?
11.
Okay. What's your passive perception, Gormrug?
13.
Yep. Suddenly, this hobgoblin male drops into the ocean and slowly begins to sink down.
I will say, to be fair, it's kind of chaos and people are kind of doing their own thing and getting the going. But it's just not being hidden. Absolutely, just bloop.
Yep.
Bloop.
No, 100%.
Iron
It's just a matter of if they can identify who this person was that you've just
Oh.
yeeted into
Oh.
the
They
ocean.
did.
Oh, you're
I
so
already know who it
mean.
is.
Oh, I don't know the context, but this is even funnier because I don't know the context.
Yeah.
Um,
I go ahead and yell at Gale to come take the helm as I run over to the side of the. Depends how we are docked, if it be the butt of the ship or whatever is facing the island, essentially. And the rest of the party would recognize this as me getting ready to cast the tidal wave to push us out into sea. So if you guys want to do anything before I do that, this would be the time.
Where's the island golem?
it is still about 3 moves away from you guys, based off all of this.
Do we still have the other ships on the other side that we?
There's a couple, I think.
Yeah, there's about
Do
2
we still
from the
have
side that
other
you've
ships
dealt
on the
with.
oth- Me personally?
Yeah.
Somebody?
Yeah, you Zara. There's still 2 ships left over on the other
Okay.
side. That one ship is moving down. I'm gonna roll to see how many turns till it starts to block your path. Yeah, it's slowly, very slowly starting to kind of like tilt in your direction. You've got enough time though, like you're not super worried about it.
Are we destroying the ships so they can't come after us, or are we destroying the ships
Yeah.
because they're in the way?
So they can
Just
kind
Because
of
they're
so
gonna
they
come
can't
after us.
chase.
Okay. Then if there's 2 more ships, I'd like to take care of them if possible.
What do you want to do?
I would like to polymorph into a dragon, to a drake, or the ones that we were flying.
Wyvern?
Yes, a wyvern. Thank you very much. And
Okay.
I'd like to just blow some fire across the sails to get them started.
Wyverns don't
To
have
come
a fire breath, a breath weapon. That being said, you can turn into an actual dragon.
Like a young dragon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think.
Oh,
Casually
okay.
turning into a young dragon. Love that.
Yeah,
Good
what's
to
the
know.
CR on that?
Yeah.
This is
I'm
great
looking
to
it up
know.
right now.
Just
Or
grab
so
the
want
boat
some
and
help, I'm
pull.
right here.
Dragon. What level are you?
Yep.
13?
Yes.
It's a CR10.
Okay, yeah, easy enough. You're able to turn into
Young red
See,
dragon.
a young red
see
dragon.
all. CR10.
Yes.
What's CR? You guys, I'm sorry.
Challenge
You guys are
rating.
acronyms, I know.
Challenge
The
rating.
challenge rating. So your polymorph spell, if you read it, it should tell you you can turn into creatures with a challenge rating up to blank. And so that is the list of creatures you can use. Sometimes, depending on the spell,
see.
it'll be like half your level or your level, half your level plus your proficiency or whatever the hell it says. Different
Okay.
spells that change your shape have different, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, you are able to turn into a young red fire dragon, a young red dragon, which means you
Okay.
have a fire. You see Cyril move to the edge of the ship, jump off, and then his body begins to grow and expand, taking on this reddish hue as these massive wings sprout from his back as he takes the form of a young red dragon and begins to blowtorch the other ships in the dock.
Ryback is
yep.
interested every single time this group does a different thing.
Would I be able to kind of blow a line on the
You could do
Can you hear
anything
me?
you want, honestly.
I would like
You're
to
a
I would like to
dragon.
blow I
Yeah.
would like to blow a fire line on the edge to make because they're all coming down.
Yeah.
I'd like to fly and blow a fire edge through so it's blocking them from
Very easily for you to
you
do.
know
Waiting for the golem to get close, and then I'm gonna throw something at it.
Okay. I will say at this point you've got about with him turning into a dragon and then doing a breath weapon, you've got about 2 turns till the golem is going to be there. Is there anything anyone else wanted to do in that one turn between those 2 actions?
No, that's not gonna work. Never mind.
Okay.
I have all at this
Um,
point. All of the ships are technically on fire.
Yes. In one form or another.
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
Gormro can do what they want to do.
Go ahead, Gorman.
All right, I'm gonna take out a little dagger with a rune carved into it, and I'm gonna chuck it into the water at the iron golem.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack. I'm going to say this is going to be a disadvantage because you're throwing a dagger through water.
But you have advantage because of the silvery barbs
Okay, so it's going to be a
Oh.
flat roll.
from earlier.
Okay. It misses, but it doesn't matter because I've got a boon from a god that says when I miss, I can turn it into a hit.
Okay.
More
Yeah.
things to be surprised about.
So I throw it into the water, and it hesitates for a second. Thunder rumble off in the distance. Dagger just shoots right for the iron golem. I need the golem to make a strength saving throw, please,
Sure.
as green fire shackles attempt to bind it.
What is this group?
That is a 25.
All right, so it succeeds on the check, but it takes. Where's my?
Now, what if it didn't succeed? That's my question.
It would have been restrained for an additional minute.
Oh no, this is me pleading. It's
Mm.
black. It was just Juneteenth. It's Pride.
Oh,
use
oh.
it.
I do what I want.
So it takes 10 points of piercing damage and 10 points of fire damage.
Nice.
Okay. The piercing damage is magical, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because keyboards.
Yep. So the piercing damage, the blade kind of sticks into his armor, and you see it pierce, and there's this small burst of flames, but it seems completely unaffected by the fire. Whether that be because it's underwater or because of the information I've given out previously. You don't know.
We'll never
Gormog.
know.
You never know.
Gormog doesn't know a lot of things.
No.
It's fine. I made an attempt to restrain it. It didn't work. Morgan, get us out of here.
Yeah.
Yep, she looks back at y'all and then.
Actually, I'm sorry.
What?
One last thing. It was how many points of fire damage?
10.
10? So
like that question.
the dagger falls out, and you see that wound instantly close up.
I think as Rhinox
I just
sees you throw
welded the
dagger,
wound closed.
Yeah.
Rhinox sees you throw the dagger, and it's like, oh yeah, oh, I should warn you, it does that.
It does that.
It was the
Are we going
secondary
now?
effect. It was the secondary effect that I was trying. Never mind. Get us out of here.
Yeah, so Morrigan kind of standing on. Well, it would be the back. So you would see her. The back is technically the highest point of the ship at this point. If I'm not on one of the masts, so she's up on the poop deck looking to the back with just like the rail. You guys,
I'm so sorry. I'm so
what
That's all
sorry.
right.
My,
I'm
my
laughing at
filter was
his
gone.
reaction.
Yeah. That was good until I heard
I was like,
Omega go.
what?
look at the stupid ship drawing I made. Okay, it's right there.
Fire on the poop deck. So,
And she sort of puts her arms out over the railing. And it's kind of like she scoops up with her arms as if she was scooping up the air, but instead you see again this massive wave start to form as you feel essentially as you feel like the water pull us in a little bit, and it's kind of like that scary, oh, we're gonna hit like the rest of the dock. The wave starts to form, and then we can't see the island, we can only see the wave on one side as it rolls and crashes down, pushing the siren song out into the ocean.
Okay.
And hopefully destroying some of the dock in the process.
Yeah, the dock is ravaged as this wave rips through the boards.
well, it was already on fire, wasn't it?
Well,
No, the ships were, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, no, because I came by and blew the
Yep.
fire on across the thing, so it's like
Yeah,
also
those were-
very weak too.
yeah, they're ripped apart between the fire and this tidal wave that pushes up literally from underneath. It just
Oh, wow.
torrents it out. Rhynak, as you kind of are looking at this iron golem and your ship begins to very rapidly be pushed away, it's going to go ahead and raise up an arm and make one last attempt as it shoots forward a grappling hook towards the ship.
Part of me wants it to succeed. Like, just come at us. Let's go.
That is going to succeed, actually. As
Oh my
Does this
lord!
No,
count
I
as a
was
projectile?
kidding.
No,
yes,
no,
it is a projectile.
Wait,
Can I catch it and send it back?
can I see? Did I see my perception? Did I see
No,
it? 'Cause
you
I'm
are
still a
flying above.
dragon.
You are flying above.
I'm still a dragon.
Yes, you're
and
flying
I would
above
like-
though, and this is underwater.
Oh, he's underwater. Okay, I forget.
Gormrog, you are.
How much damage does it do?
It does no damage.
Because deflect missiles says I can reduce an incoming projectile by a d10 plus 13. And if I reduce it to 0 damage, then I can use my reaction to throw it back.
Okay, I'm going to say. Roll me. a dexterity check.
Dexterity check.
Yes, because you are catching something that is trying to grapple the ship, essentially.
Oh no!
Natural one.
Oh, he would have also had to make a dex saving throw to not take damage from the
The wave.
tidal wave. Yeah.
It's technically underwater, and it's at the bottom of the
That's
water. I
true.
don't think it, just the way that would work, I don't think it would necessarily affect him.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Makes sense.
But yeah, Gormog, you go to with a natural one. I'm actually going to make you take some damage here because this is appropriate as you are trying to catch this hook out of the air. You go to kind of like try and grapple it, but you move just a little too early as the hook literally shoots through your hand and pins your hand against the bottom of the ship. You are going to go ahead and take
You.
only 5 points of piercing damage.
You ever heard a dragon
But
say a name?
You are technically restrained to the ship as very quickly a golem is rocketing towards you. As
I would like to take the defense action.
pulling
Can
in.
I-
The dodge action. Whatever.
Is there a
Can you
world
dodge if you're pinned down?
I'm a monk. I can do it.
unfair?
Unless you like rip your hand off the thing and move.
I'm a monk. I can do it. Stop
We're
it.
doing Final Destination stuff. Please don't. Gosh, what was I saying? Is there a world in which Rhynak would believe he could attempt to dislodge or break this thing, or is this this thing is good on the ship? We deal with it on the ship.
No, yeah, it's only a small hook. It's
Okay,
only
it's not like a type of thing.
no. It's literally just like this grappling hook
Yeah.
that is latched on.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's very much a mundane cable that is attached to it.
Got it. Then since we were standing right next to each other for the most part,
Yeah.
seeing him get pinned, I would like to immediately attempt to attack at the weakest, not like at a metal or whatever's weakest, to try to break it, so it doesn't.
Sure. I'm gonna make you go ahead and roll me a
James
regular
Bonding of it.
melee attack.
Work Slay. I can try to do that.
You could use your item, your weapons, and anything like that, but
Yeah. I'll do that. Does the 23 hit?
that definitely hits.
Work. You want me to do damage?
No, I don't think it's necessary, as this was pretty much its last opportunity to, in this moment, get to the ship. Your ship catches the wave and begins to launch forward as you whip the quill around and snap the cable, leaving a bit of rope and Gormog's hand on the ship, as the iron golem slowly begins to sink down into the dark as you have pulled more into open ocean as it slowly disappears from sight.
Does Gormog speak Celestial?
I do.
No.
I do.
Well, you're a
So
dragon.
she does.
Chill. Go over there. Just as he hits it and looks at this thing in Celestial, he doesn't realize he's saying it out loud. He just says, I wonder if golems have souls. I would love to own one.
Oh my lord.
That's all.
You watch as those glowing yellow eyes slowly disappear into the dark of the ocean. And
Help.
that being said, Gormog.
Rip.
Yep.
Ah.
And to the damn wall.
Ow!
What? Sorry, not an actual doctor. My healing doesn't do anything useful for you.
I can take care of it.
Oh,
I-
look who's here.
Surprise.
It is
I
easy
will-
enough. Yeah, you were able to bring Rhynak and Gormrog get back on the ship proper, in which Zaryl, I'm assuming you join the rest of the party and transform back to normal form as you have torched probably the majority of the city, just knowing who Zaryl is. You dirty
Don't like-
bitch.
No, yeah, I'm gonna come back down and land in a winged covering, and then it's gonna transform into my clothes, and I'm gonna like step out of like a cloak, and it's gonna be like, oh, you're back. And I'm gonna go, how do you like that?
Zero,
That
a
was-
half-dead bird is going to land on your shoulder. 'Cause I didn't need to say it because you never took an attack. But I'm going to say that Gregor has been following you in the air. Was going to be giving you the help action if you needed it. But no, it didn't. He just lands on your shoulder and just squawks in your face.
Love it.
He like, okay, don't poop on me, please.
He does. He flies away, but there's definitely. It's not wet though. Don't worry. I'm done. Anywho.
God.
That was impressive, Zero.
Well, I mean, I do got to keep up with all you guys, so I mean,
A dragon is definitely something I did not expect for one such as you.
I'm almost disappointed. Almost. Not really. You know,
I mean,
I got
you
some
don't
stuff cooking up.
you don't necessarily connect the draconic to the celestial unless you're thinking of the platinum dragon or the scale tyrant.
I
That's all.
mean, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I like to, you know, it's my style.
Sure. I would just expect
I was
something more.
actually,
Mhm.
I was actually going for more Leviathan, but in the moment, I was, you know,
What a wonderful brain you have. Morrigan, what is the plan?
what?
I'm gonna leave Gale up here on the helm for now. I want to go check on the prisoners, tend to their wounds, feed them, see what their skills are and where I can put them so we can get a proper working crew on the ship. So that shouldn't take me too terribly long, but I did want to take the time to thank you all for helping me get Watcher out.
Of course, this is
Um,
number 2.
yeah. I'm glad it worked out. Honestly, didn't want to admit it, but I think I liked this plan a little better than my ship stealing one, just by like this much. Don't let it get to your heads. But take some
Because we turned
rest,
Soshi into a
grab some
whale.
food. It was, yeah, she, like, they don't usually go along with a lot of, well, they have to go along, but they don't usually enjoy a lot of my plans.
Why? Why do they have to go along? They can't be a little whale and swim away? Forever?
Not really. They take care of me. So you can say they are tied to me in a manner. And they don't like some of the stuff that I do, but
And they don't
this
like
was
many things, I
to-
see.
yeah, they're a picky lot. But this was to free someone, to save a couple lives, and it wasn't hard to talk them into the whale thing. I'm particularly proud of that one.
Sure.
Question.
Yeah?
Tied like how?
Like ebb and flow. Tide.
God. Oh my gosh. I don't know.
Like mind tied, or tied by the bonds of friendship, or like soul tied.
And I don't know how it works, really. They've sort of always been there. Yeah, as long as I can remember.
Huh. Second question quickly turns to Rhynak. You mentioned something about not needing to breathe. Might want to elaborate on that one, Doctor?
I thought that we would. Is this really pertinent right now? We just
I mean,
saved a bunch of individuals.
Also, talking about having saved a bunch of individuals,
Exactly.
I don't know if you all are how acquainted you all are with some pirate traditions, privateer traditions. And I want to take this as a pretty big win. Have a ship, got a crew that I didn't have to bribe or pay them into being here. Kind of owe me their lives and all that. I think this went really well, and I would want to celebrate a little bit, if that is okay with all of you. We'll have a extra special meal tonight. Yeah.
will there be shanties?
Do you know any good
Now,
ones?
that was not a question.
There usually is.
Okay. Well, I'll just have to. Zero pulls out the book. Well,
Oh no! What did I do? Nobody warned
well.
me.
I guess Vortex warped the book off the boat.
Yeah, we'll save them for later then. Uh, we'll have a dinner. I'm gonna go check on the prisoners. You all, good job, and thank you again. And she walks off.
In that moment, that I'm going to turn and look to the rest of the group. I'll be right back, and I'm going to follow Morrigan.
Okay. Are you attempting to stealth at all or not?
No.
Okay. Your passive perception is high enough, Morgan. You notice that
You
Finnick
can
is
hear
kind
the
of following
clanking
you.
of armor.
Right.
I mean,
Clank, 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 clank.
it's a 22, so
I can't
Yeah.
roll that high.
No. You know that Finnick is following
I would
you.
need 2 natural 20s because I roll a disadvantage.
Jeez. Yeah, she'll turn around, hearing you kind of clank over. You needed anything?
I figured I would extend some of my healing capabilities to help with the folks that we rescued, if that's something you're open to.
Oh, yeah. That's awfully nice of you. You don't have to do any of this.
I know.
Yeah, I think they would really, really appreciate that. Come on. And they'll lead them to probably the worst of the cases. Whoever had like severe malnutrition or had the most sort of damage to their person would be in the infirmary. I would have had the rest of them resting and making themselves comfortable at the forecastle,
Okay.
where they are going to be, staying and sleeping. Except for Watcher, how bad was
He was among the
Watcher?
worst. Watcher was definitely among the
Okay.
worst. Considering how long it's been since you've been separated from him, how long he's been kind of
Yeah.
stranded there, essentially. He is definitely among the worst. Thin,
He's a
especially for a
stubborn man.
dwarf.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So they'll go ahead and lead you to the infirmary then, where Watcher and the rest of the the worst cases are.
Yeah. So it'll be a mix of like my lay on hands, healing hands if I run out, and then I'll start going into like cure wounds and stuff.
Mhm.
But you'll notice that the energies that sort of come off from the different healings have sort of like, they're all sort of different. So like when I use my lay on hands, it's more of a platinum sort of glow, sort of coming from like the paladin aspect. The healing hands are going to be more of a light golden tone, sort of from like a celestial aspect of it. And then it seems like the cure wounds, it's like a darker, not quite bronze sort of tone, but sourcing these different magics and different energies from different parts of herself to heal the people in here.
Real quick, Yuri, have you seen the unfortunately canceled series of Wheel of Time?
No.
You son of a biscuit.
It's on my list of things to watch.
You're the
too.
reason it got
I know.
canceled.
Wow.
Rude. My
There-
watch list is entirely too long.
the as each of these times that Finnick is casting, very, very faintly, you notice this black strand, or this almost like blood, like blood that is heavily,
Tainted, corrupted.
thank you. Jesus, my brain doesn't work good. This like black strand of blood that is just kind of like barely twisting among her magic. You don't even think Finnick notices it, as it is just almost imperceivable on the outskirts of her ability, her casting. But there is definitely something else working its way in there.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't question it out loud. I think Morrigan is just thankful. Because that means that these people can now go and assimilate to the crew, and people tend to feel better when they feel like they are pitching in or being of use, especially in a crew. You don't want to be the one others are taking care of, because usually they'll just toss you overboard if you're not doing your part. And I think it's very ingrained in sort of the way that these people in particular think. And so she knows it would have not been very healthy for them to have been stuck here for days getting better. And so she's very, very thankful to Finnick for helping. So she wouldn't say anything, because I don't think she'd want to make her stop doing what she's doing. Just in case. Just in case. I don't know how she's gonna respond to that, or again whether she's aware of it or not. So. But yeah, they would thank you. They would go over to Watcher as well. Hey, sorry it took so long.
Captain, I always knew you'd come back for me.
You
I
were
had-
always one of the best. I had to.
Well, I happy to serve under your flag. I'm sorry they took it from me. I was holding it safe, but I'm glad you were able to get it back.
Yeah, you can't blame yourself for that. It was sort of a surprise. It was an ambush. You can't blame yourself for that. I would have just made a new one. I'm happy you're okay. You ready to get back to it?
Whenever you're ready, Captain.
All right. I'll guess you can introduce yourselves to the folks. This is Finnick.
Well, these are some strange
They're
folk you're
not-
traveling with.
Yeah, they're not gonna be part of the crew, but they are. They have agreed to help us. You know, with our quest, I suppose. I'm still working toward it, and I feel like we've never been closer. But these nice folk, you'll see the rest of them up on the. Probably we were all standing on the main, right on
Deck of the ship.
side. Yeah,
Mhm.
the main deck. Yeah, so you'll see them up on the main deck. Make sure you say hello, introduce yourself. Like I said, these aren't going to be taking official parts in the crew, but they're helping us right now. So make sure they're comfortable. All right, and
Roll me a d20. Text me if there's because he's looking to see if there's anything to what you're saying. If you know what I mean.
oh
He's rolling an
Yeah.
insight check.
yeah. Against your own captain.
Well, he trusts you. He's just seeing if you're trying to double speak him right now.
If he
Oh.
trusts her, why would he try to?
He's
Okay,
trying to
good to-
put down. He's trying to pick up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
He just doesn't know what it is exactly you're
Yeah.
saying.
That's exactly. He's
Mm.
trying to understand what you're saying to him without being out there
Like
for
without
anyone
asking
else.
obvious questions. Yeah.
I'm not going to
okay.
say it in
Yeah.
front of Finnick.
Do we like them? Are we going to hand them later? How nice should I be?
Mm,
Right.
I'm so done.
I do want to make a note that Finnick is not currently wearing the Ring of Mind Shielding.
I have the ring of my children.
You do.
Gasp.
I do.
I love that. I love it.
Womp womp.
Not that
womp.
she's gonna be
Womp womp.
prying, but just making a note of it.
Mm.
Well, it honestly, it just sounds like that, like what she's saying. To you of hey, they're not part of the crew, so you're not allowed to yell at them the way
Gotcha.
because
Mm.
the bosun is in charge of sort of the discipline, keeping everybody on task type of aspects of the boat.
Gotcha.
So that's why it's a distinction that she felt she had to make. So that you would totally get that, Finnick. Hey, you having been on a ship and being aware of what the crew does, you would know that the bosun is in charge of discipline, and that's why she's sort of separating you guys from the crew. So as somebody who's dealt with boat crews before, you would 100% pick that up. At least. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right then. All right, Captain. I understand. I'm happy to assist in any way I can. Lady Finnick, Lady Finnick, is there a certain term you'd prefer I use?
Just Finnick is fine.
Finnick, all right, good to go. Happy to have you aboard. What is this ship, by the way, Captain? What are we calling her?
Oh, this is the Siren Song.
I love it. That's a fucking great name. I'm glad you finally were able to find something to put it on.
Yeah, it's a great ship. You'll definitely get yourself acquainted with the ship as you get the rest of them into something they can do. Figure out what they're good at, what they know, so you can put them
Speaking
to
of which,
work, I guess.
yeah,
as soon as we can.
speaking of
Get a running crew.
Speaking of which, Captain, I ever heard a rumor over at the Saltrine Reach. If you were looking to maybe we can go over there and win a little bit of figurehead for the ship if you wanted.
Well, for a figurehead, I was thinking maybe our first mate was able to recover the one from the old ship.
Fair enough.
We have to get to our cove though, to pick them up and get it and put it on the ship. But from what I hear, it was the only part of the ship he was able to recover.
No, that's good. I didn't think we were able to recover that.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I know Saltrine's got plenty of other parts for ships if we're looking to maybe go and win something.
upgrade. That doesn't sound too bad. How far away is it? Just a couple of hours, right?
Yeah, this would be maybe 3 to 5 hours, depending on how fast you guys traveled.
Yeah.
It is
Now
also
she's
nighttime now.
thinking-
It's very much nighttime from when you guys left the island.
Yeah, because now she's thinking if we can get there and dock, then she can essentially buy them all a big meal at the inn
Mhm.
instead of as their celebration meal instead of having to like cook something up on the ship.
Mhm.
Like that sounds better.
And you know,
Um,
Saltrine is definitely a pirate island. That is one of
Yeah.
the safer havens. It's the smallest island in the little 4 quad you're in, but it is a pirate island. It is 100% just pirates on this island.
Yeah, so that would be a good place to dock. If we can get ship improvements, even better. But it gets everybody a nice dinner at the end as a thank you. Yeah. Yeah, no, that sounds great, actually. I'll go ahead and tell Gail that we make for Celtine.
Oh, I can definitely use a good stretch. Maybe a bit of a rub down, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, just don't whatever. You were in prison. Do whatever you want.
I know, exactly. I've been in a cage. One man all alone in a cage for too long. Oh, you
All
get
right.
on
Go check on the others. I'll be up on the main deck with Gail if you need anything.
Sounds
We
good,
should
Captain.
be there in a couple hours. Doesn't seem like it's too far. All right, so let them know and have them prep to
I'll let
dock.
Gail know. I'll get the
Alright.
rest of these people ready to sail on the siren song.
Yeah, sounds good, huh?
It does. It rolls off the tongue.
I know. I'm so good at these things. Hey, Finnick, thank you again. I think that was all of them. If you want, we can go back up with the others. Let them know that we're gonna be docking.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, and she'll sort of lead you back up.
And like once we're in the hallway, just the two of us, just one more thing, Morgan. And I reach into my bag and I pull out the flag. Wouldn't be your ship without this, Captain.
In the excitement of like getting out of the island, because she did see you pick it up, right? Because she was gonna go herself.
Mhm.
But I think in the excitement of just getting away and being like, we did it and nobody died, like it had definitely escaped her mind. And when you bring it out, you see her eyes just like light up, like, oh, my flag! And she sort of puts her hands out as if she's like scared you're gonna be like, never mind, and put it in your pocket
Psych.
again, like psych. Yeah, are you just handing that over? You want anything? I don't know. I'm not used to not making deals with non-pirates. I don't know how you operate. Do you want money for it?
How about you pay for the meal?
And she was about to say, I was already going to do that, and decides against it. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm not saying that. Absolutely. You can order whatever you want, dessert included. And she takes the flag, and you see that for all of her excitement, she does grab it very gingerly and sort of opens it up and examines it, and folds it and sort of just holds it to herself. I think, I think actually I'm gonna do that right now, if you don't mind being the one to let the others know we're docking.
I can handle it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not a bad lot. She
Likewise.
smiles at you and then just like bounds away. Clearly very, very, very happy. Yeah, I'm gonna go try to like
How long
climb
is
up.
how long is the ship ride from where we were to where we're docking? 'Cause I
About-
think I missed.
2 to 4 hours, depending on how fast you guys want to travel.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
One thing I will say, Morgan, is there is a little bit of sun damage and a little bit of physical damage to the
Yeah.
flag at this point. So if you want to repair it, you could very easily do it, but just as a heads up, it is a little tattered in this.
Mm-hmm. I think she would just stick it up there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, that makes sense. So, well, the rest of the group actually would have had at least like a good 20 minutes, half an hour
Yep.
of alone time before you see Morrigan kind of shoot up from the underdeck again.
So is there anything you guys wanted to do while this was all happening down below deck?
I think while they were gone, and Zarl's being Zarl, and just thinking about what happened in the square and just some other things, he will probably have gone to Gormrog. If we like separated, he would have tried to find Gormrog. And if Zarl's there, it's fine. He's not like trying to just find Gormrog alone necessarily. We are traveling for quite some time. Do we know what the next plan of action is, or are we just proverbial crewmates now? Because that is not my job.
We're not part of the crew. And Gormrog is going to be sitting with his back to the mast, and just staring up at the sky. We are looking for these 2 pirate generals we have to kill in order to get close to the Pirate King. And then we're going to kill the Pirate King. And then we get the rest of the sword.
So many steps.
Believe me, it is not the quest I want to be on. My friend is missing, and as long as Morrigan is close, I cannot even detect where she might be. If she's still alive. I cannot find the people who took her from us. As long as Morrigan is close, all I have is vibration in my head that comes from all around me. And my sense of direction is thrown off every time I try. And believe me, I have tried. I've failed my friend too many times, and Semiyor is practically my cousin, and she's trying to release titans into the world, and she needs to be stopped.
Who?
There is a lot going on, Rhynak. There is so much going on, and I am just one person.
In my line of work, sometimes it's better to get to the root of things versus go on wild goose chases, unnecessary excavations, findings, journeys. If your intent is to find your friend and all of this is to just find them, the solution is simple, but I believe you're too good of a person to see that. We take the sword.
It's not how these things work.
Why not?
And I'm going to pull it out of my chest. And I'm going to offer it to you. Take it.
You can tell that every ounce of his body does not want to touch this sword. Not that he's scared of it. Not that he thinks it's anything special. Or, I mean, there's something special to it. Not that he sees anything significant in the moment of him touching it. You can tell he just doesn't want to do it. He's over the charade more than anything. But there is a settling of shoulder as he will attempt to touch the sword.
You touch it. You take it. And then I
Those are
summon
heavy
it
for
to my
him.
hand.
Wonderful. Teleportative magics.
Soulbound magics.
I take. He pauses before he says the next word. I understand souls more than you may think, Gormrock. I am intrigued by the movement of this group. I really am. Even when you found me all alone in the middle of on the ship. But acting is not my forte. My forte, my primary function in this world, and I don't know how much longer I can just do menial task after menial task. I do this because I enjoy the three of you.
That's gratifying to hear.
I'm saying there are timelines on multiple fronts. I would hope my time doesn't come before yours. And there is a tone beneath that statement.
I hear it. I pretend to ignore it. Rhynak, I try to be a decent person. I'm going to gesture to Zaryl. I'm not an angelic being.
We're booking.
I am not a good person. But I try to be a decent person. I try not to take lives unnecessarily. I do see the only way to bind a soul from these swords is to take the person's life. I really, really would like to find another way.
Well, that's a similarity and a difference between the two of us, Gormrock. And he takes a step forward, not like in a menacing way towards Gormrock, just kind of takes a commanding step forward in a way. I also am not necessarily a good person, but I don't care about being decent. I do this with you all because I enjoy you. But if this does not work, and you see he opens up his cloak or his jacket that he has, and there's almost like a belt of some sort around him, and you see 4 different scrolls.
Hmm.
But suddenly there's a 5th slot. I have room for one more. Enjoy the stars. And the booking, he says, back to Zero.
So he's gonna roll his eyes.
And he's just gonna turn and saunter. Not like moving in a speedy pace to get away. Not too slow to make it seem weird. He's just going to casually walk away. Whistle, even. And while that type of presence that he always has, sometimes it breaks, but while that presence is there, there is less of an academic and more of someone who's very comfortable as he walks away.
I'm gonna start humming a tune. Just to myself. And it's gonna break my heart that nobody here knows it. Because Finnick's below deck, and she's the only other one who has ever heard Tristan play his flute.
I do think it's around that time where you just see Morrigan just shoot out from underneath to the main deck. And she looks to be in a hurry, absolutely, as she just takes about a second to look around and then run over to the main mast. And you see her just scrambling up the ropes. I'm sure like Cersei in her mind probably asks like if she wants any help, and Morgan says no, I want to do this on my
So
own.
she doesn't even ask. She just sees you starting to climb, turns into a falcon, meets you at the crow's nest, just sitting there back in their human form, looking at you like, what? You just determined to just kill yourself with that? Is that what this is?
You're gonna catch me if I fall. I'm not even worried. Come on. You're here now. Come with me.
No.
And
All
she'll
right. Yes.
she'll be like, stay there then. But if I fall and I die, that's on you.
And I'm
she'll
going to
keep
laugh.
climbing. And Morgan starts laughing as she keeps climbing. And she'll talk to she as she's climbing, she looks down to her waist. Look, Typhoon, got our flag back. I know, you probably are just as happy as I am. I like sushi, but they're just always like that. It's fine. They don't mean it.
Yes, super happy. I'm so excited for you. Please.
See, I knew
This is the
you'd
best
understand.
thing I've ever seen.
I knew it.
You've got me.
Well, obviously, I am, like I said, very good at this. And they'll keep climbing till they get to the top and start putting the rope to attach the flag to the main mast at the top of it.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Why? This was supposed to be all cute and wholesome. Don't do that. Wisdom.
Psychic damage.
18.
For the briefest of moments, as you are finding your footing and climbing up the mast, you feel Tempest move your foot ever so slightly to the right. You're dexterous enough that you catch yourself and are able to right yourself But there is that briefest of moments where you realize that if you were to fall to your death, Tempest would have been fine with it.
Yeah, I think there is something. That's something that Morgan has not come to terms with, but she chooses to ignore.
Mm-hmm.
And she pretends like they're all really close friends.
Yep.
For her own sanity and for her own sake, but she knows.
What
She
was your
knows.
passive perception again?
22.
You would also know that if you fell, you would be right next to Gormrock.
Yep.
That makes sense. The sword wants to
It
put itself
very
together.
much wants to be whole.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That was good.
A sentient sword, Jay saying, yeah, sure, move. So I thought.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
like my Final
Morgan
Destination.
keeps like smiling and talking to the sword. Like she doesn't like whatever she said, that's what she says.
Yeah.
And she's just compartmentalizing. Just put that, toss it
Yep.
to the back.
There's no. I mean, even
pretend it
you
didn't happen.
you both sense that there is no malice in Tempest. They just want to be
They
whole.
just want to be
They
whole.
do not care who holds them,
Mhm.
as long as they are held by one person.
Yeah.
Mm.
And after I tie it, now being at the very top, I look down now upon my new ship. Do I see Soshi? Did she decide to fly back down?
Nope, she's still sitting in that crow's nest, just watching you. Ready? You get the sense that they are ready to catch you if you were to fall.
I had a sense, and so Morgan like pretends like, oh no.
You see them flinch for the briefest of seconds, and then as soon as they realize that you're fucking with them, they just turn into a hawk and fly down to the bottom of the deck, just realizing that there's no need to worry about you. You're not going to fall from this height.
Yeah, I like to think it's something I do relatively often, and she's
100%.
just tired of my shit.
Yeah.
Like, and so yeah, I start laughing again after seeing that, like, and then to Tempest. See, I told you she was lying. And I begin to climb my way down, back to, I think probably take the helm for the rest of this maybe hour or so that we have left.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is very much nighttime by the time you guys all begin to pull into the port of Saltran, yeah. But as you pull in, you could see that this is very much like this improvised beach city. It is built on sand, and while the island is small, there doesn't seem to be any sort of trees that you can easily identify from as the ship kind of it begins to come in. And there is a point where you would know this as well, Morgan. You can't dock on the island itself. There's no sort of ports. It is you come up, you have to drop anchor, and then come in on the smaller boats that are attached to your ship.
Mhm.
And that's what you see. You see there is maybe one other ship kind of like in the area, and you see a flag kind of hanging from it as well. Give me one sec. I'll tell you exactly who this is. Looking at it, there is you see a black flag with this red spider kind of weaving its web into the shape of a noose as a kind of the flag kind of hangs there and just waving ever so gently. This is the Red Widow's coil. The ship is called the Web Spinner, and you are familiar with the captain. Her name is Matron Nalistra Valen, and she is a drow.
Matron Valen, what a name.
Yeah, so it is just a red spider kind of weaving its web behind this like red spider web style design. And you see that is what the flag is kind of like dictating. But this is the web spinner. Yeah. Easy enough as you all kind of begin to bring the ship up and the anchor is dropped. Is there anything you guys would like to do beforehand? Any questions you have?
Usually, somebody always stays with the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to give these men like a nice, proper meal. And so I do want them all to come down. I think I asked Soshi and Gail to stay on board. The men know that after the dinner and, the food and the revelry, they're going to come back on the ship to sleep in their new quarters.
Mhm.
So just for those brief couple hours, I asked them to stay behind so that somebody's always on the ship.
Anything you need, Captain? You hear Gail kind of pipe up. You see Soshi kind of give you a sidelong glance.
Yeah. I know you don't like it. I know you'd rather come along. It'll just be until the dinner's over. As soon as you see the men start heading to the ship, you can swap over and come, okay?
Very well, if that is what you desire, Captain.
And, I wouldn't trust anybody else but you two with the ship. So
Very well.
that's what you get for being too trustworthy. Just a couple hours. Everything will be fine, I promise.
As you say, that's what you get for being too trustworthy. You see their eyes kind of flash over towards Rhynak. Yes, we can't be too trustworthy.
Hmm.
I'm gonna pretend like, I think that's Morgan's coping mechanism. She just pretends like nothing wrong is happening ever. All right. Well, the rest of the untrustworthies will be coming with me, so you'll be perfectly fine.
It's a good name for them, the untrustworthies.
Now, please don't actually call them that. Don't. Yeah.
I have to ask if they're saying this out loud.
No, this would all be in the head,
Okay.
but between them
That's what I
two.
didn't know. Great.
Yeah, just between Soshi and Morgan. Everything I say to Gail would be out loud.
Gotcha. I didn't know if it was a Tal'Dorei conversation. Gotcha.
Yeah, and if anything, you're the only one who I trust to just let me know immediately. All right, a couple of hours. But I feel like these men, they deserve it.
Yes, I agree. Your new crew does need it. That being said, let you know immediately if I feel like there's danger.
Yes.
Okay,
Please.
I'm letting you know right now. I feel like there's danger.
Well, said danger will be unboarding the ship momentarily, and there will be no more danger on the ship.
So we're leaving the danger here?
No.
I
the
don't.
danger
I
will
feel.
come
I feel
back
like you're
on the ship
misunderstanding the relationship we're supposed to be
later.
having here, Morgan.
I know. I can't just tell them to leave. They're helping. So until they do something to warrant the danger, then we'll talk again.
Fine.
Yeah.
Very well. I'll be here.
But as soon as they do something, you let me know.
I will.
Okay?
Trust me, I will.
I know. Okay. I'll get the rest of them And by this time, the new crewmates should be like lowering the or getting the longboat ready to be lowered. All right, I'm gonna go get the rest of them so we can
Okay.
head on in. And the faster we go, the faster we come back. All right.
Okay. That being said, easy enough. You have enough ships, boats, kind of hung from the ship as you are able to load up the people that you would like to take onto the island proper. And the Fists of Fate and Rhynak and yourself are able to kind of gather together on your own boat, and you all begin to make your way into the island proper. As you kind of come in, instantly you can hear the sounds of rabble, we'll say, emanating from the city itself. There are people playing card games in the streets. There is the sound of food being devoured. There is just enjoyment being had throughout the entire island, as there are basically no rules here.
You
But you-
see, you see Morgan lean over to Finnick. Yeah, I also left Soshi on the ship because she doesn't. Well, they don't like it when I gamble. But
I mean,
we can let loose a little bit.
it's a celebration after all, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually gambled before.
Oh, I will teach you. Do not worry. We will. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be real fun.
And as your boats kind of dock into the sand and get ready to enjoy the island of
Lorraine Reach.
Saltrine
Every time.
Saltrin Reach. That is where we're going to go for the night. Come join us next week for the pirate adventure that this is. Tomorrow I have someone on the interview show. Shelley Von Miller.
Oh my gosh.
I have Shelley Von Miller for a special episode of Investigation Check. That being said, I've got nothing else. You guys got anything?
Yes, tomorrow I will be over at Happy Jack's RPG again for another episode of their Electric State RPG, Road to Nowhere. And then on Wednesday, I will be over at Folk and Myth for our Lantern of Blackspire game, a sort of gothic horror spoopy game.
Spoopy. Omega, you got anything? Because I know you weren't able to announce.
Tomorrow you can catch me on twitch.tv/surfeffers for the fourth episode of our summer series called Doomscroll. It's a lot of fun. Honestly, if you like Rhynak, you'll like that character because there's similar energy, totally different, but similar energy. On Thursday, Vecna of Evil Rune is back over on twitch.tv/Captain Robert. And then on Friday, my beloved Baldur's Gate 3 inspired campaign, Shadows Over Baldur's Gate, is on twitch.tv/Crit Chronicles. I just got back from MagicCon, so I'm dead inside. But if I'm doing anything, catch me on my socials. I'll be doing a lot of streaming this week, Dead by Daylight now. So, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Anyone else got anything? I don't think so. So we're gonna stick around for the raid. We'll see you guys next week. I've got nothing else. If you guys got nothing else, remember, we love you, geeks. Good night.